Hey guys, I'm Empress G and this is Ramsey, and we're back with another video on our feeding therapy experience. Ramsey was diagnosed when he was 2 years old, and his pediatrician got us in touch with Babies Can't Wait. Now, once Babies Can't Wait did their evaluation and they started their sessions with him, Babies Can't Wait is a company that gives therapy sessions to children up to 3 years old, and they get them ready for the school period. So they try to teach them different strategies, different things to do, motor skills and stuff, until they're ready for school. And if you have a special need kid, take a bite. School starts at 3 years old because they try to get them a year earlier so that when the normal school year starts, which is 4 years old, they try to integrate them if they made a lot of progress. Now, what happened with Ramsey was at that time, pay attention. At that time, he wasn't eating, so the therapist asked me if I've ever heard of the Marcus Autism Center, and I told her yes, because that's where he was diagnosed. So I asked her again. Then she told me, since he's not eating, have I ever considered feeding therapy? And I asked myself the same question, just like you guys did. What is feeding therapy? So she's like, Marcus Autism Center gives a therapy where they teach the kids how to eat, kids that have difficulty eating. So not only kids like him who don't like food because of the texture makes them kind of feel queasy, they don't like it, they won't eat it because they have sensory issues. But it's also for kids with NG feeds. That NG feeds are kids that get food through a tube, and it's liquid food because they can chew food, or there's something not making that connection with them chewing food. So no. Yes. So I said I'll do the research and give it a try. So I contacted the Autism Center. They did an assessment on him, and they said he's a good candidate. So once he got accepted, we started the process. First, let me tell you, if your child get diagnosed before the age of 3, please get them in Babies Can't Wait. I don't know what it's called in other states, but in Georgia it's called Babies Can't Wait, and they give you all the resources that you need. I know, but we have to do it. We have to learn how to steak. No, that's dipping. You gotta steak. Steak, yeah. Good job, bud. Awesome. I know it's a little hard, but we gotta learn. So once they give you the resources, they get your child ready for school age, which is 3 here in Georgia when they're special need. So once we got into Marcus and we did the whole assessment and stuff, if you have private insurance, it's a 6-month waiting list. If you have Medicaid, there's a separate waiting list for Medicaid, which was 2 years. Ridiculous. But I had him, he has both insurances, so I used the private insurance. We got him in within 6 months, and the session started. The first week was, take a bite. Put this down. Take a bite. Hold the side of the bowl. Yes, good job. The first week was the most horrific experience that I had. Ramsey would not chew anything. He'll be sitting with his tongue sticked out like this through the whole feeding session. Mind you, we were there for 4 months in inpatient therapy, 4 months, Monday to Friday from 8 to 4. And then outpatient therapy was another 2 or 3 months after that. But that was by appointments. And the first week, I met families there, and they literally had to talk me into giving the system a try. Like, I had to trust their therapy session, trust their system, because every time they took him back to do a feeding session, he came back, he was screaming, crying, had his mouth open for like 45 minutes straight, won't close his mouth. The food residue was still on his tongue, so He was so afraid to close his mouth because of the texture. He was crying, I was crying, because it's so hard for you to see a child going through that and you can't help them. But what was happening is they had to break his mindset that food is okay. So the lady saw me crying. This was another mom in there that was going through the same therapy session. She saw me crying and she said, I know it's hard. The first week is gonna be your hardest time, but trust the system. Give it a try. Let them do what they want to do for the first week and you'll see the difference in week 2. So all week, they said he was the most stubborn child they had. He would not swallow not one drop. He would just let the food roll off his tongue. And that happened all week, all 5 days, Monday through Friday. Then finally, on the 5th day, Friday, in the afternoon, he gave in. He finally chewed and swallowed. First, they start them on puree food. And then after puree food, if they do well with puree food, they move them on to the next phase, which is chopped food. And after chopped food, that's when they go to solids. Now, puree took us a week because he used to eat other stuff like Cheez-It and Goldfish and oatmeal. It's just food that he wouldn't eat. So now that he did start to eat, after he saw that he's not gonna win this battle, he decided to start eating. And he got rewarded with the iPad. That's how the iPad came into the reward system. And it started going well from there. But the first week, like any parent who wants to feeding therapy, let them do them. It's gonna hurt you. You're gonna cry if you're sensitive like me, but don't get sucked into it. Don't meddle into it. Don't break their routine. Don't tell them that you know better. You know what can be done better, what's best for your child. They don't mean any harm. Because once I let them do what they wanted to do, because I couldn't break him to eat, they did it and he's been eating ever since. I have not looked back. And it's been 3 years since we've been. And as you can see, he's eating. We've been gradually going from stage to stage. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, that once you're diagnosed, babies can't wait. Look it up in your state. I don't know what it's called over there. Over here it's Babies Can't Wait. And they are wonderful. They had him in all these different programs. They gave him all these different therapies. They come to your house. They go to your child's school. They come to your house. They go to your child's school. They, even if your child is in a daycare or a place that allows therapists to go, they'll go there. They'll go there and give your child the therapy. They get your child enrolled into speech and OT. And once school is about to start around the age of 3, they'll go with you to IEP meetings and help enroll your child in school. They do all the hard work when it comes to IEP. They school you, they teach you what is what needs to be done, what your rights are, how to deal with it. And once they saw that he wasn't eating, they recommend other stuff that will be beneficial for your child. They start giving us these sources like, oh, try this, try that. So I tried Marcus and Marcus feeding therapy, and that's the best thing we ever did. Now I met a lady at a bank, and she has a Down syndrome daughter who has the same problem with feeding. She wouldn't eat, so now they want to put an NG feed in her, an NG tube in her. But no, take your bite first. But she said no, and I told her about the Autism Center that had the feeding therapy. So she called them up while I was standing there to see what she could set up, because she was so excited about it. And they said they stopped giving it, so they canceled the program. But I swore by that program. It helped me a whole lot. I hope they open it back up again. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, that was the best experience we had. Okay, we're gonna finish eating because I'm breaking routine here. This is the only time I get to film because I'm a nursing student and I have therapy sessions throughout the day and I have him to take care of. So I can't record that often, but I try to do as much as I can to put a video out there. But if in your city, you can Google feeding therapies, and if you see one near your city, give it a try. It can't hurt to try, because look what it did for him. He's actually eating, so that's a plus with me. All right, so thank you guys for watching. We'll be back with the next video. I'm gonna go back to routine, or else he's just doing what he wants. I'll clean it up. I'm sorry. All right, now you say bye. I know, say bye. Okay, until next time, bye. All right, let's eat.